good run while it lasted, I guess. I knew at some point that Netflix was going to make at least one stupid decision, and guess what? It finally happened in the worst way possible. So needless to say, I'm not excited to talk about it. Heck, I didn't even realize that this was being announced today. I thought after I did all the catch-up reviews, get those uploaded, I'd be okay to just chill the rest of the night. But no, Netflix is like, you have some news to report, and news that's going to absolutely find every single way to piss you off. So here we are. Now, for those of you that don't already know, either you're new to the channel or it's because I haven't done product reviews lately. I am a collector. I collect merchandise of pretty much all kinds to display or wear or to, just have around. Things to spend my money on to represent my fandom on certain things. Like, for example, I collect a lot of Funko Pops, as I'm going to show you over here. I'm going to take you with me on this one. We're going to go a little mobile for this. So as you can see, I collect Funko Pops, most recently a lot of the Sonic ones, mainly thanks to my good friend Judy giving me one every year for Christmas in our little gift exchange. I collect a lot of Sonic stuff, mainly action figures. I collect a lot of the action figures, especially the Jakks-Pacific stuff, which I still argue is the best toy-related stuff on the market right now. Because they are a good company that put a lot of time and effort into every single thing that they make. Especially since they got the Sonic license. I mean, look at all this here. It's genuinely really good stuff. And sometimes I even collect things such as posters or artwork. Such as this, right here. This Power Rangers 2017 poster, or an Eagles poster, and even sometimes some artwork, like this like this, like this very fan-made art poster of Jason Voorhees. And then I made that little Michael Myers that's sitting there. And heck, most recently, Has-Been Hotel. I literally got an entire Alistair costume. There's the microphone staff for it. And in my most recent con endeavor, I was able to grab that little Alistair keychain, which, according to eBay, is starting to get pretty rare nowadays. Or, heck, I literally have an entire, Sonic-themed PC setup with a controller and a game locker and a controller holder, all of that. So, yeah, needless to say, I collect a lot of products, and I have reviewed a lot of products here on the channel. But the thing is, I haven't reviewed a product in a while, and I apologize for that. I just haven't really been able to have money to buy stuff to review lately. So, needless to say, as a collector, I always try to look for the best quality products possible, stuff that will last for a while, that I can use for either displayability or skits or stuff like that. Whether they be action figures, whether they be props, whether they be little weird statuettes like this. This was one of those Loot Crate, Fright Crate exclusive things of Pennywise. Have him out every single Halloween. So, needless to say, again, I'm a collector. I love collecting merch, and if I see something that I like, based on a franchise that I like, I'm going to want to buy it. And most recently, that was a digital purchase, thanks to KPop Demon Hunters, which is what got me single-handedly back into Fortnite because I bought Rumi. Immediately bought Rumi. The second she was available, bought it. Heck, I even did a whole video about it. So, I was eagerly waiting to see what we were going to get for KPop Demon Hunters. Probably my favorite movie of this year. Not the best movie of the year. There is a difference between the best and the favorite. Don't worry. But I was very excited to see what we would get. And what we did end up getting, so far at least, are a lot of really cool shirts and cups and stuff on Amazon with some really cool designs, especially some of the chibi designs from the actual end credits of the movie, which is awesome. Love those. Obviously, the soundtrack with the collectible cards and the poster. And, of course, most recently, announced in the past 2 months or so, Funko Pops and U2s. And I already pre-ordered the Funko Pop of Rumi. She's going to be here in January, and she will definitely be getting her own review. But there was one thing I was waiting on. Action figures. Because I love having action figures of characters that I love that I can pose however I want. I love ones with articulation. I love ones with lots of accessories. I love ones with really good paint details and accuracy to actual on-screen source material. I'm particular like that. It's one of the reasons why I adore the Sonic Movie 3 figures. Like, they're so accurate, and yet they're so cost-effective. They're only $15. And yet they have quality that would make a $50 figure blush. And today, it turned out we finally got that announcement of who was actually going to be making the action figures and the props and the tie-in board games and all that stuff. Problem is, as you can tell by the thumbnail of this video, Netflix made the worst decision possible. They picked freaking Hasbro of all people. Now, Hasbro is the company that currently owns a bunch of different things, but most namely, Marvel. And they've been making Marvel Legends for like 10-20 years, ever since they ended up acquiring the rights from Diamond Select, who used to have the license. And that's where those iconic Marvel Zombies figures came from. But in recent years, Hasbro has been creating nothing but low effort, poorly made, poorly designed garbage. Because they only make stuff for kids. They do not give a single crap about the actual adult fans that want stuff like that. You know, collectors like me. And that is why this particular announcement pisses me off so badly. Because, like, imagine it. Like, 6-inch figures of really good, like, Dragon Stars-esque quality, Jack-specific-esque quality that I could have, like, on my desk or somewhere over here that I could have them all on display with all 3 of the Huntrix girls and battling against the Saja boys in a really cool, epic scene that can be like a freeze frame in time. Like, do you know how cool that would be? But the problem is, because it's Hasbro, even if they do that, it is going to be the worst possible. Because for those of you that don't know, ever since Hasbro got the rights to Marvel Legends, they have been making them worse and worse every single year. With bad proportions due to reused parts that don't even fit the source material, sloppy, awful, terrible paint that would make even a bootleg Funko Pop blush, and quality control so poor that it is just mind-boggling. Like, some releases are decent, and then other ones, you just take it out of the box, you move it around a little bit, and then before you know it, all the joints are loose, everything feels like it's going to fall off, and break snap like a twig if you drop it even once. That's what I hate about Hasbro, and that's why I don't buy their products anymore, because all they make is crap. Like, literally, all they make is kid-pandering crap. And anytime they try to have, like, an adult to teen or whatever marketing strategy, or try to market any kind of premium product, they go about it in the worst way possible, with their absolutely god-awful Hasbro Pulse website, which is not only an absolute nightmare to navigate, but all the exclusive stuff that they have there is the most overpriced, poorly made junk that you could possibly imagine. Most notably, and most controversially, this year especially, with the Maximum Figures Spider-Man. A figure that, while may not be terrible in overall quality, like, it's fine, the price that they were asking for was absolutely bizarre. Like, they asked so much money for it, for a figure that's barely above a standard crappy Marvel Legends. Like, seriously, and people still bought it, because of course, there are some people that don't that don't have peeps for quality and innovation and just want to get stuff for kids. I get that. But I'm making this video specifically for the parents. Do not buy Hasbro's crap, and do not fall for this crap especially. Even if you let your kids see it in the store, don't buy it. And no, it's not you being a bad parent. They will thank you for it later, because crap like this, it just treats them like they're stupid. And I absolutely hate it when any company of any kind, cough cough Disney joke here, treats the demographic that they're aiming for like they're mindless idiots that will buy anything. Yeah, I especially hate it when companies treat people like they're stupid. When they treat us, the consumer, like we're stupid. Which is why there are action figure channels now here on YouTube of a bunch of very talented, very apt people in the toy fandoms and industries that are able to tell people to both support certain things and stay away from others. Most notably, Anthony's Customs, my personal favorite. He tells it like it is. Like, even if he gets sent a figure by a company, he doesn't pull his punches. If he thinks it's a bad figure, he's going to call it a bad figure. That's what I like about him. He is just simple, for lack of better terms, no bars, bullshit. Like, no bullshit. He will 100% call out anyone and everyone that needs to be called out. And he's called out Hasbro several times, and the only reason he keeps getting Marvel Legends is for people to stay away from them. And maybe every now and then recommend one that's half decent. But he definitely has a knack for quality and innovation, so I recommend that you go check out his channel if you want more details. So needless to say, Hasbro getting the license to KPop Demon Hunters is not only concerning and alarming, but also completely and 100% kills any and all hope for the adult collectors. They're not going to make nothing. And if they do try to make something for adult collectors, they're going to find every single possible way to half-ass it. Because that's all they want to do. They want to half-ass everything possible for the sake of money and stealing money from your wallet. Like, it is so greedy and tedious, and I'm so sick and tired of it. Like, all the time, we see it from this company. Every now and then, they may make something different or decent, but then they go right back to making the same old crap. Look no further than their Nerf line. That's a company that literally started a whole hobby, nerfing, foam war, and yet they continue to be one of the worst at it today, despite being apparently amazing at it back in the 90s. So, I don't know. Hasbro is just a really lazy crap company. With the exception of their board games, and even then they're starting to cut corners on that as well. But the board games aren't as bad of a quality drop because they're usually mostly just reskins. Like, maybe every now and then you'll get something unique like Monopoly Flip for Fortnite where you can flip the board around. And credit where it's due, with Monopoly, they do still try to come up with new rules and new ways to make it more unique. For example, the whole Monopoly Gamer thing that they started with Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog, where they made the rules very unique to each version. However, the problem is that even they got lazy because now they're starting to do like this whole Monopoly Flip thing as a cheap, watered-down card game. They started doing it with Marvel, and now they're doing it with KPop Demon Hunters, because it was literally the first thing they actually announced. Lame. Like, this is a company that doesn't want to put any effort in whatsoever and wants to make the stupidest, chintziest, cheapest crap possible. Which is why I'm making this video right now, to tell all of you to stay the freaking hell far away from it. It is so evil what this company does that it makes Guima look like a Care Bear. It is awful. All they make is garbage, and all they want to do is steal your money. And they don't even want to remotely try to give you something of quality in return. So, yeah, these are coming next year, but I tell you right now, they're going to be crap. Every single one of them is going to be crap. Like, every single little reveal that they're going to try to hype up as the best thing ever is going to look like absolute cheap, chintzy garbage. because they don't care. They don't care about the fans, they don't care about the actual people that wanted this. They only care about getting their money, and by appeasing them, by giving them nothing but absolute garbage. So, I mean, you can still buy them if you want, regardless of what I say. I'm not going to judge you for that. I just hate this company and this acquisition in particular. This is Netflix's first genuine big mistake with the K-pop Demon Hunters license. Like, I thought Fortnite would have been a mistake, but they actually made it into something genuinely great. I thought the video game thing would be a mistake, and that still is yet to be seen, but I have a feeling that they're going to find a way to actually make it somewhat, at least playable. But this is their first genuine mistake, because out of all the companies they could have gotten to give that license to make the toys and action figures, they gave it to literally, for lack of a better term, the McDonald's of the toy industry. The company that makes nothing but cheap, lazy crap that shovels down your throat in exchange for robbing you of your hard-earned money and cash. That's all I'm saying here. Stop supporting greedy crap companies like Hasbro and actually give your money to companies that deserve it. Shark Robot is another good example. They make some amazing exclusive merchandise. Yeah, it's a little bit on the pricey side, but you get quality stuff from them. And they always alternate their shop all the time, so there's always something new. Or, again, Jakks Pacific. They have the Mario and the Sonic license for a reason, because with both, they actually make good products. Heck, if you saw my TikTok farewell compilation from a while back, one of the skits I made was me unboxing and building that underwater area playset. And that was a really cool find. And then I also got figures of Tanuki Mario and Luigi. Like, Jakks Pacific makes really good stuff, and they've been getting nothing but praise lately with their Sonic line, their Mario line, and pretty much everything else they put their name on. They have just been knocking it out of the park. They give incredible attention to detail, and they're able to keep costs low. Like, literally, the only time they don't keep costs low is their actual premium figures. You know, like the Ultimate Sonic, Ultimate Tails, Ultimate Shadow, you know. Those figures. Those ones are like $30-$40, and they deserve to be $30-$40. More articulation, bigger sculpt, bigger scale, a lot more accessories, and a lot more customization. Those actually justify the price tag, and yet they're still great quality figures. Or heck, even Diamond Select, even if they don't have the Marvel license that they used to, they're still making quality figures. Hot Toy Collectibles, they make really good stuff that actually is like a blend between a plastic action figure and, well, for lack of a better term, a doll, because they actually use like cloth material for the costumes and stuff for the figures that they make, which is really cool. Or hell, my personal favorite, NECA. NECA makes amazing figures. Like, sure, their articulation's hit or miss, depending on the sculpt, but they make some amazing stuff with some great licenses, most notably Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which they're just now getting into the 2012 line, and those figures look fantastic. Even better than the Revoltech ones. And yet, despite seeing all this success, and despite having what is undeniably the most popular movie right now in the entire world, Netflix made the stupidest decision possible by going with the McDonald's of the toy industry to make the products to tie into their product. Which is not only a stupid decision on their part, but it also gives Hasbro another reason to stroke their unearned ego in front of everybody, like they keep doing the same old crap and yet keep getting paid for it. And B, it's going to damage the brand, because if all it makes is crap products, that's not going to want anyone to be actually associated with what it's tying into. Like, that's just pure common sense. Then again, there's so many shills out there right now that what the hell do I know? Sorry, this video is very rambly and very disjointed, but trust me when I say it's because I didn't even want to write a script for this, because I knew I'd just be swearing so much that I'd have to put an 18 plus tag on it. Because this announcement is so infuriating. Because I love K-pop Demon Hunters, and I think up to this point that they've actually done a really good job with it. They put it in theaters. Heck, they literally just put it back in theaters for this Halloween after popular demand. Even getting the streaming poison known as AMC theaters involved. That's impressive in of itself. You got the Funko Pops coming, you have the U2s coming, which all look great. You got the soundtrack out with exclusive cards in each version, which allow people to give some kind of reason to buy more than one copy, to try to get all 3 of those cards and the poster to display on their wall or binder or wherever they want to put it. But this is where they completely and utterly dropped the ball. Now yes, this does mean we're going to get a K-pop Demon Hunters Monopoly. But again, like I said, so far they've only announced that crappy Monopoly flip card game. Like, they haven't announced like an actual full-scale K-pop Demon Hunters Monopoly version. And with Monopoly being my favorite board game, I really hope they make a full version. Because if they can do it for SpongeBob, Sonic, Dragon Ball, AC/DC, and even freaking Sabrina Carpenter, I think they can do it for K-pop Demon Hunters. If Hasbro can just get their head out of their ass and actually try for once. Because, as I've said 1,000 times in this video, all they make is crap. All they want to make is crap. They just want to make crap cheap, fast, and rush it out. That way they can get as much money as possible from all the fans and exploit them to get all the money out of their wallets for cheap crap products that are not worth the price. I try not to make videos like this, especially around the toy industry, because I know it's a very contentious discussion, but this is one that need to be made because this is something that is a genuine threat. It is a huge problem, and it is only going to get worse when we see what they actually make. Because I'm telling you right now, it's going to be nothing but crap. And I bet you more than anything that they're going to have the same people that make those crappy Marvel Legends make the quote-unquote premium products for this franchise to have at the adult and teen crowd. Which is going to end up being the worst out of all the products in their lines because, again, they don't try anymore. All they want to make is shit. It's all they want to make. They don't want to try. They don't want to put any effort into anything outside of a board game or two. And then just rush everything else out of their ass for the sake of money. Quality over quantity. That's the lesson. And you may be saying, oh, you should be grilling Jack Specific for the same thing because they also make a lot of products every single year. Yes, they do, but they actually put time, effort, and care into their products. Like, heck, especially recently with the Sonic DC figures, like, those things are amazing. I really hope I can get at least Shadow Batman and do a review because those figures are incredible. They look so freaking good, and we still have yet another 2 or 3 of them on the way within the next year or so. That's exciting. And not only that, they still keep the costs down because, again, under $20 for quality that is so good that it actually makes $50 figures plus look obsolete in comparison. Especially crap shoveled out of Hasbro's ass. And I know, it sounds like I'm just blowing a really minuscule thing out of proportion. I get it. And if you think I'm just being overly negative and overreactive, I get it. And if you still want to buy these, despite everything I say, I get it. I don't agree with you, but I get it. So, that's it. That's it for this 20-plus rant that I wasn't expecting to make today. But this announcement is just, it's awful. Do not buy Hasbro's products. They are garbage and they are not worth your money. That's all I'm going to say. However, the Funko Pops and the U2s, those are worth your money. U2s are quality products, and Funko Pops, more often than not, are worth the price of admission. So, buy those, stay away from Hasbro's junk, because all they're going to make is junk, and it's not worth your money no matter how they price it. Well, that's it. Sorry for this video being very negative and depressing, but I need to make a statement about this, or else I was going to end up just making a long, like, super extensive post about it, which no one would read. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you please listen to my advice and stay away from Hasbro and their garbage. Do not buy any of their products, and do not buy any of their K-pop Demon Hunter products. They do not deserve your money, and they do not deserve the license. So that's pretty much all I've got. If you still want to buy them despite everything I say, more power to you, and I respect you as a person. But I'm just saying, as a consumer, just have some respect for yourself, and spend your money where it's actually worth being spent. That's all I'm saying. So, thank you guys so much for watching this very long rant, and all I can hope is that it reaches some people and we're able to make some kind of blowback for this, because K-pop Demon Hunters is such an amazing franchise and deserves way more than this lazy, awful shit. That's all I got. That's all I'm saying. It deserves far better. It deserves far better treatment, and it deserves to be far better respected. Will it happen? Only time will tell. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. See you next time, Hunters.